Well, good evening and welcome to this time to spend together. My name is Dave Good. I'm the president and founder of Going to Serve, the mission organization through whom you'll be going to Jamaica next week. We're very excited about the possibility and the potentials that God has in store for us and looking forward to this time together. A little bit about myself and our family before we begin. We actually served as pastors in Ohio through the Evangelical Friends Church denomination, which is a evangelical movement of the Quakers. And we're in Jamaica on mission teams and felt God calling us to full-time mission service, and so embarked on a missionary journey and spent 7 years ministering in a local congregation as well as working with short-term mission trips coming into the island of Jamaica for 7 years. We returned to Akron in about 2004, and since then have never lost our love and our desire for Jamaica and the people, and continue to go back, formed Going to Serve a few years ago as a means through which we could continue to introduce others to ministry and the mission field in Jamaica. So we're excited to be able to be a part of this. Thank you to Captain Spencer, your chaplain, for his efforts in putting the trip together, which is our second one that we have done through Going to Serve for Chaplain Spencer. The first one was through Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. But we're going back to the same area and ministering to some of the same people in the mountains called the Blue Mountains, where the famous coffee grows, with Pastor Mike and Lydia Grappine and their family and their congregation at Cascade Friends Church, as well as the Cascade Primary School. So we're excited for the opportunities that we have. I just wanted to share a couple things with you this evening related to some things you can expect, and just to give you a few additional pieces of information that have come to light perhaps since my communication with Chaplain Spencer. So first of all, let me just share a couple things with you as far as things that you should bring that were not on the list previously. Most of the times when we stay in Jamaica, we stay in facilities where there is full linen service, and the Grappines are not in a position right now with staying in rooms in their home to do that. So we do ask that you would bring your towels and washcloths, things of that nature. Sheets are provided if you'd like to bring sheets to leave behind. Twin sheets would be fine. There are some larger beds, but I don't know what size they specifically are. I do want to highlight as well that you should bring the peanut butter and jelly that was requested. That is what we will be having for our noontime meals as we're on the work site, which is just much simpler and easier to grab sandwiches and continue to be involved in work so we can get as much accomplished as possible. We also asked you to bring a roll of toilet paper, and that is simply just to alleviate some of the expenses of our host, and so we do that as just a little thing to help out. The other thing I might mention about Cascade and being about 4,000 feet above sea level is the weather is a little bit different than what you're going to find in the resort areas of Montego Bay and Ocho Rios, as well as the capital city of Kingston. So you can look on the Weather Channel and see what the temperatures are for Jamaica for the next 10 days, and you will find that it looks like high 90s, very warm weather. However, when we get up into the mountains, you can expect the temperatures to drop as much as 10 degrees during the daytime, and that also means they're going to drop about 10 degrees in the nighttime. So what that does mean is you should plan on bringing some warmer clothes for the evenings, sweats or a jacket or sweatshirt to put on. You may also want to bring a lightweight blanket. I know that sounds odd, going to Jamaica and bringing a blanket, but you may be glad that you did once you get there and realize that it does get a little bit damp and cool during the night times in the mountains in Jamaica. So those are a couple things for you. Just a couple of other things real quickly as far as the immigration and customs process. Once you land in Jamaica, the process moves very quickly. It's very important that you are prepared for that process so that you do not hold up the group and others behind you. They are very meticulous when it comes to having your documents filled out. They will not accept documents that have a scratch out or a mark over. These are legal documents for you to enter their country. They have not asked you to receive a visitor's visa or guest pass, so this is their means of checking you in and out of their country. So please print legibly using only ink. You can follow the instructions on the information that I sent to Chaplain Spencer. If you do not have that information, please make sure that you get a copy of it, as it gives you pretty much a step-by-step process of how to complete the form, as well as how to progress through the immigration and customs area. We're hoping for a very smooth transition so that we can get you onto the bus and to our accommodation for the first night. The other thing I might ask, and I know this is probably difficult just because of the nature of things, but if there's any way possible for you to pack in such a way that we do not have to unload all of the checked luggage off of the bus when we get to Columbus Inn on Saturday evening. I know you cannot take certain things in your carry-on bag, such as your liquids and contact solutions and things like that. But if you could possibly put those in a place in your checked luggage where they're easily accessible, excuse me, so that when we get to Columbus Inn, or as we're even loading the luggage at the airport, that you could just grab those out of your checked luggage and slide them into your carry-on, and that way, if at all possible, we could leave the luggage on the bus. It would certainly make things simpler. That would mean that you need to take a change of clothing and whatever you need for the evening and be ready as well for church on Sunday morning. I know that's asking a lot, and I realize that may not be the easiest thing to do. However, it would simplify things if that could be done. So thank you for that. I don't know how much Chaplain Spencer has shared with you about the details of the trip, but we are doing some pretty interesting and amazing things. We're packing a lot into a short period of time. I hope you're ready to hit the ground running, because Sunday morning we take off for the parish of Portland, which is a couple hours across the island, and we're going to go to a church service up in the mountains in a rural area and be a part of their worship Sunday morning. Then we're heading to Boston Beach, famous for its Jamaican jerk, chicken, fish, pork, lobster, festival bread, and all kinds of other great things, where we'll be enjoying our lunch. And then to Berrydale, an outpost on the Rio Grande River where the rafting on banana rafts starts from, and a place where we, through previous organizations that Captain Spence and I have been involved with, have been ministering. Presently, those ministries are kind of not functioning as far as the church and the school, but there are still people in that community that we would like to visit and just stay in touch with. So Chaplain Spencer has asked that we could visit Berrydale, and then we'll take a very brief ride down the river on one of the rafts as a little enjoyment for that afternoon, and then we will head for Cascade for our accommodations and for a week of ministry. Ministry for the week will include a work project, putting on a approximately 12-foot by 14-foot addition onto the church out of board frame structure and a zinc metal roof to serve as a kitchen for the church for functions, as well as a time when they will possibly open a preschool for the young children in that area. We'll also be conducting a children's ministry after school at the Cascade Primary School and meeting with probably 100 or so kids and ministering to them through Bible stories, crafts, and a little game-type recreation session. Our evenings are pretty open. There's a possibility for an additional church service one evening, but evenings are pretty much recharge, regroup, recuperate, reflect on the day, and prepare for the next day. And then later in the week, we'll be heading back to Ocho Rios and spending some time in the resort area, just relaxing for a day and a half or so before you head back and resume your exciting lives as enlisted persons for the U.S. Air Force or whatever your occupation may be. So again, we are extremely excited about the possibilities, the opportunity, and about what God is going to do in us, with us, and through us, perhaps sometimes in spite of us, and really looking forward to spending this time in Jamaica with you. God bless you. Please, if you have questions that need to be answered still, let Chaplain Spencer know so that he can get those to me. My wife and I do leave Wednesday morning for Jamaica. Our youngest daughter graduates from high school Tuesday evening, and we get up bright and early Wednesday morning, head to Jamaica to take care of some other business and look at some other projects we have going, as well as to make sure plans are in place for your group to come in and join us on Saturday. So God bless you. Have a great evening, and blessings as you prepare for this adventure in ministry in Jamaica. Thank you.